Hey friends, so welcome back to DBC Inc. Live. We have a special guest on the show today, Tamara Letter. So excited to have you.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here, Tara.
So exciting. So we, every Thursday night, we do this DBC Inc. Live. So if you're joining us for the first time, be sure to comment over in the comment section because every single comment is entered to win a free book. And today we'll be giving away A Passion for Kindness. So I'm super excited about the winners of this book. Last week's winners of the books were Lisa Tobin and Bree. I think Bree was a winner too. We had two winners last week. Dave is in the house. And today we'll just see who puts their name up in the comment. I randomly select it, literally randomly. I just scroll really fast and then stop. And then whatever I land on, that's the person that gets the free book. So be sure and add some comments. The more you have, the better your chances of winning. And we will get started. We have some fun things to talk about today. But before we get to it, sorry about that. Hit some buttons. Doing it again. Am I freezing up, Tamara?
A little bit.
A little bit. So sorry. Let me get my computer.
I'll chat with all the people while you're figuring things out. Hi, Tisha. Hi, Ryan. Hey, Dave.
Sorry about that, friends. We will get this country Wi-Fi under wraps real quick. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about traveling kindness. But before we get started, Tamara, will you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. My name is Tamara Letter, of course, and I am an instructional technology integrator. So I help teachers integrate technology into their lessons. I'm also an instructional coach with that role. And I am the author of A Passion for Kindness. I am the mom of 3, which is a role that I love more than anything else. And I enjoy traveling, I enjoy reading, I enjoy writing, and making connections with new friends. So I look forward to getting to know all of you guys that are hopping into the chat tonight. Hi,
Nick. Okay, awesome. So excited to have you, Tamara. I think we are good to go on my end now, hopefully. So today we're going to be talking about some ideas for when you're traveling. And I know, Tamara, when I read your book, Passion for Kindness, one of the things that my husband and I do every time we go over to the Legends, which is our outdoor mall here in this area, we bring a roll of pennies, and there's a huge fountain in the middle of the Legends, and we just place pennies all around so kids can grab them and make a wish. And I think I got that either from your book or from one of our interviews, but I definitely learned it from you. And it's something like every time we go to the Legends, I have these little rolls of pennies sitting on my dresser. I just grab one, put a bunch of them out for people. So I can't wait to hear some more of the ideas that you're going to be sharing with us today.
Absolutely. That's such an easy one because we all have random change lying around. Maybe you have a few coins in your car, or you have a couple of quarters in your house. And I tend to gather all. We have a little cup. It's probably right behind me. A cup where we keep our spare change. And I would just kind of grab a handful as I'm going out and doing my errands and such. And yeah, having pennies around any kind of fountain or any place really where there's children, playgrounds are a great place to leave coins. They get super excited when they find a coin anywhere there. Or if you have those little candy machines near, like in front of your grocery store or different places like that, I love to go and put quarters in all the little spots. So that way, whenever a child or someone else comes, they get a free treat. It's something quick and easy, but it brightens people's day for sure.
Super exciting. Well, Tamara, you weren't here last week, but Dave is having a question for Nick, so I thought I would just put it up here on the screen. He's wondering if you're continuing to keep your arms safe and the donuts unharmed. Last week, Nick was trying to save the donut and fell on her bad arm again. So it was, we took a poll, like, would you save the donut and fall on your bad arm, or would you go ahead and fall on your good arm and crush the donut? And everybody was Team Donut, basically, in this. They're like, the other one's already injured. It's fine. Just what's a few more weeks of recovery. So yeah, super fun. We'll see what she has to say. So, Tamara, in A Passion for Kindness, I know you share lots of different ways to express kindness throughout the world, and this is something we could totally use more of. This world is just always in need of kindness. So I know a lot of us are going to be traveling finally. Like, a lot of us are having this opportunity to get out of the house without a mask and do some things. So what are some of your ideas for traveling kindness? I'm really excited about it.
Well, I was reflecting. Last summer was so bizarre, and just everyone was hunkered down. We couldn't really do much, and I realized last summer how much I missed being out and about with strangers and just the people. I was reminded of the Little Mermaid song, like, I want to be where the people are. I just was so just stuck in my house, and then I realized, wow, part of what I miss too is when I'm in my house, it was much harder to get the joys that I felt when I was kind to other people, because the science shows us that when we show kindness to others, or we receive kindness, or even just seeing kindness that other people do, we actually have those great chemicals released in our bodies, those feel-good chemicals. And I was missing that, So this summer I was like, okay, I'm going to be intentional about my traveling kindness to make sure that no matter where I travel, whether it's just to the grocery store, or if I go to the beach, or somewhere else, I'm prepared and I'm ready, to be able to scatter kindness everywhere. So some ideas and things you can do. I have a little travel bag with me. It kind of looks like a makeup case. You can use any old bag. And this is my kindness bag, and it stays in my car, or it travels with me on the plane. And inside my little bag, I have lots of different Post-it notes. So that way I can leave a quick message. Maybe I'm in a restaurant bathroom and I just want to write a quick little affirmation to stick up on the mirror, or maybe I want to pay for someone else's meal. Anytime that I see somebody that is anybody that is a uniformed officer, or someone who serves in our military, I love to surprise them with a free meal. My husband is a retired Air Force, and so I like to be able to scatter that kindness. He's not really retired. I joke with him all the time he's retired. He is actually just he left after 7 years, but it's a running joke in our family. So anyway, when I see military personnel, I like to thank them for their service. Sometimes I will purchase a free meal. And so this is a great way to leave a little note that you can give to the waitress and say, hey, do you see the guy over there? Like, I'd like to buy his meal. And you could leave a note, or not. You could be completely anonymous too. In my little bag, I have lots of colorful pens that I can use to write on the Post-it notes. I include tape, because sometimes I might see something else, or I might take coins. Like we were traveling to national parks, and they have those little machines where you can put the pennies in and a quarter, and it flattens the pennies out, and it makes like a little memento that people can do. So I would leave like 2 quarters and the penny, but I would tape it to the actual machine. So that way, whoever came across it would get a little free memento. And again, you can leave notes for that too. Some other things I love to do in my little traveling bag is I have treats. I pick up these are on sale at Kroger, and I picked a couple of them up. And whenever you fly on an airplane, or you ride on a train, or you are even just going through a toll booth, like, it's just kind of cool to be able to say, hey, you know what? I noticed you, and your smile made my day, or your kindness just warmed my heart. And so having these kind of ready to be able to give to people is excellent. Sometimes I even get these are little duos. And so maybe there's 2 people, and I might get 2 of them and say, wow, you guys were a great duo. Maybe it's the server and the waitress, or something like that. So I'll have those. I also get these 100 grand. There's 6 of them, 6 little tiny candy bars in this, and it only cost $1. And so I will take these apart, and I have 6 little gifts, and I write a little note that says, you were worth 100 grand. And I give them out to strangers and other little people that make my heart happy. Something else I love to do is I bring a journal with me, and this is like a gratitude journal. And if I'm going on vacation, I might get a new journal just just to jot down my reflections of that trip. But I can also jot down little notes of things I observe and people I'd like to bless. It's amazing the things that you can take in when you're listening. So like if I'm in a restaurant and the waitress introduces herself, or maybe she has a name tag, I'll write that down in my journal. Yes, I carry my journal with me. I have a little backpack, like Dora the Explorer. I carry my stuff everywhere. But you can take your notebook and just paying attention to something as simple as someone's name. And it's really hard for me to remember names. I mess up names all the time. So I need a little help with a little journal, and I'll write the name down. And then the next time that the waiter or the waitress comes to my table, I'll call them by name and say, thank you so much, Sarah. It's something really small, but it shows them that I notice them and that they matter. One of my favorite things to do, and I can't do it too often, but I love to overtip in restaurants. And I got this great idea from Kathy O'Grady. She is one of the 12 kindness cultivators that we spotlight in the book. And she has her own kindness nonprofit organization that she created in memory of her mother called Sophia's Angels. And one of the things they do with the money that they fundraise is they go out in the world and they just scatter kindness like crazy. It's so great. And so she will go to a restaurant and she will tip the total cost of the bill. So if her restaurant bill is $23.15, then she will tip them $23.15. And so it's just a small thing, but it's huge for those waitresses and waiters and other service personnel that are helping to make our vacations amazing. Some other little things you can do if you are driving, you can create signs. You can grab pieces of paper and have your kids make little signs of affirmation like you matter and honk if this made you smile and things like that, and involve your family with the kindness. If you're traveling with your family, turn it into a family adventure and have them brainstorm ideas of things that they might want to do. I know my kids love going to the Dollar Tree. So we would give them all like $3 each and say, okay, I want you to go buy something that you can give away on our trip. And then they would, buy whatever they wanted to buy, whether it was candy or a little toy or whatever. And then we would say, where do we need to go to give away your item? And so if they bought like a ball, then we would say, okay, well, let's figure out where's a playground. Let's map out our trip. We're driving a couple of hours. Let's see if there's a local playground we could stop by. Oh, you bought a book. Okay, well, is there a place we could donate a book? Is there an elementary school that we passed by that maybe would like to have a book donated, or different things like that? Involving your kids is the best. And as a parent, especially a parent of 3, I was really concerned when we would take long road trips, because I was always worried, oh my gosh, the kids are going to start are we there yet? Are we there yet? And I was just like, oh, I'm just not ready for that. So one of the family traditions that we started years ago is when we go on a road trip that's going to be substantial hours in the car, I would buy little gifts from the Dollar Tree or little things I had found from yard sales or wherever, just little trinkets and such. And I would wrap them up as if they were birthday presents or Christmas gifts. And every hour, the children would get to pick whatever present they wanted to open. And it was like a little surprise. So it definitely made it where they had something to look forward to. They knew we were going to do it. They knew they had to be on their best behavior because if mom's not happy in the car, mom's probably not going to open the bag of goodies when the hour comes around, So that's a really, really fun thing that we love to do. Another thing, just to be mindful and talking about being aware of your surroundings, when you're on vacation, look for the people that have their phones taking pictures. Because chances are somebody is taking a picture of other people in their group and they're not included. And so by you just being aware of people doing that and stepping a little bit outside of your comfort zone to say, hey, do you want to be in the picture? Like, I can take a picture of you too. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times that has brightened the whole group of people to know that everybody can be all together in capturing this memory. Whereas before, if I hadn't stepped out of my comfort zone, somebody would have been left out. So great, great little ways that you can scatter kindness.
I love it. I love that too. I try to often volunteer to take people's pictures just because I'm hoping that they'll do the same for me. Like, I know that's not the reason you do kind things, but I also don't want to be out of the picture, and I'm always the one taking the picture. Or we're trying to selfie it, like, and there's a big crowd, and you're having to stand like a mile up ahead. So it's always so helpful when somebody says, "Hey, you want me to take your picture?" I'm like, "Yeah." "You want me to take yours?" Like, let's trade. I love that too. And someone put over in the comment section about paying it forward in the drive-thrus when you're traveling, and maybe you're buying your food, and maybe you're not the most expensive drive-through. But yeah, you can just pay for the person behind you. I've actually had that happen to me a lot of times at Starbucks. I've done it too, but I've also had it happen to me, and I'm always like, "Thank you so much." I just want to like drive really fast and catch up to them and tell them thank you. But it's always super exciting when that happens.
Yeah, I love how Amy and Amanda were putting that in the chat. And it's funny because, you know, you're paying it forwards, but sometimes you're paying it backwards when you're in that line because you're paying for the person behind you. But it's always such a treat when we get shown kindness from someone we weren't expecting. And so it reminds us of that joy, and to be able to do it for other people, that it's just amazing.
It's so true. It's so true. They said they took a lot of pictures of people in Las Vegas this past week.
That's great. We're heading there soon, so I'm going to use that for sure. I'm definitely going to keep up with that, Arnold. I'm going to have my eyes looking out there and see who I can spot in Vegas, because I'm sure, was it crowded? Were there lots of people? I'm guessing there were, because I think their restrictions are lifted there as well.
Yeah, sorry. I've been seeing some pictures of people traveling to Vegas. It looks pretty crowded to me. Some of the people I follow on Instagram. Oh, look, Tisha said it happened to her a couple of days ago at Starbucks.
2 days in a row. That's amazing.
That's
Tara,
awesome.
I was thinking too about, you know, for many people, the travels this summer might be the first time you're visiting family in a really long time. If you haven't had an opportunity to do that, you have a lot of reconnections and some great things to do with kindness, which again, you'd think that we would just naturally know these things, but great reminders is taking time to hug our family members. And I know you would love that, Tara, because you're like me. We're both huggers. We like to hug. But taking the time to really just, oh my gosh, I have missed you so much, you know, and the tone and the inflection that we have in our voice when we talk to those that we love, and also listening to the stories of those people that want to share them. You know, I'm sure you have a family member that tells a story, might be telling the same story they've told 500 times, but to be able to listen to it again and to be actively engaged while we're listening and nodding and, oh yeah, I remember. Oh, that was so good. You know, it just fills them with joy because it shows that they have value and their story matters. And then you're filled with joy too, because you're being kind to them. So I love that.
So true. So I read a statistic the other day. It was like scientific, and it was talking about, hey, I think I've got your link coming, bud, right here.
You know what? The shortcut, if you need a shortcut link, Tara, it's a bit.ly that I made at bit.ly and a /, and then it's capital DBC and then lowercase letters kindness. That takes them to that main page that has all the Amazon and the Kindle links and everything else.
Sweet. There you go. bit.ly
/ capital DBC and then the word kindness in lowercase letters. And that way you have Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, you have all those links.
There we go. Got it right?
Do you need an HTTP in front of it, or will it link without it?
I think it'll link just like that, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think so. Awesome, friends. Well, I was going to say, what was I going to say? Darn, I forgot.
You need a notebook like me.
For you. We were talking about kindness. Oh, hugging. We were talking about hugging. So
yeah,
I saw
Amy said, Amy said, give me all the hugs. Yeah, how many people here are huggers like us? I've missed that so much.
Me too. I'm super excited that it's kind of back, like especially in our gym, which is so funny, but it's like the only people I hang out with anymore. when I go there now, we're not like all masked up and far away from each other. Like after the workouts, we're all sweaty. We're still like gathering up in a hug and like taking pictures. It's just so fun to like be able to touch people again. But one of the things I saw for all the huggers out there, that if you hug, it's kind of awkward. But first of all, hugs are really, they say that like you should have about 5 a day for maintenance. And like 12 a day actually keeps you like healthy feeling. If you're a hugger, if you're not a hugger, those statistics might not work for you. But then also if you're a hugger, long hugs. So hugs that are 20 seconds or longer release like these endorphins, these calming endorphins inside of your body. And it's actually, you know how people say hugs are worth like lots of words, like more words than we can come up with. Like you can just say it with a hug. And I think that is really like scientifically proven, assuming you love physical touch. If you don't, then it gives you anxiety. Don't try it. But if not, get awkward. Hug people for 20 seconds or longer. It just makes you feel better.
So it's interesting that you mentioned that, because something that I've been more cognizant of as well is the realization that not everyone in the world is like me. Because we have the tendency to gravitate towards those people that, oh, wow, you're just like me. And being in education, especially, you start realizing, wow, I've got a classroom of 25 kids and they're all so different and they all have, different needs and different things. And sometimes I like to give a little inventory to different students and ask them like, what do you like? Like what, and I love the thing I saw, I saw Teresa Holleran have it on her door where it was like, how do you want to enter the classroom? Do you want to give me a fist pump? Do you want to hug? Do you want to high five? Do you want to do a little silly dance? And I loved it because people that don't want to touch other people, and that's perfectly fine, they could still feel that value and inclusion of being part of the fun and all the groups and things that you're doing without having to kind of cross their barriers. So that's definitely something that I've definitely become more aware of, is that, as much as I love to hug people, there are a lot of people out there that are like, oh my graciousness, like, don't touch me. Quarantining was great. Don't come near me. And so, yeah, it's kind of being just cognizant and aware of the people that are around you and what you like and what they like. And I think you froze, Tara. I'm not sure if it froze for everyone else. But I'm looking in the comments while I'm waiting for Tamara's thing to come in. Oh, Melody, you just got the book. Yay, that's awesome. Dave was talking about the commenting thread that was going on about saying to tip freely and generously. Yeah, so many of our service personnel, they're hurting too, and they're struggling with their finances as well. And so anytime that we can give generously to anyone that may need it, it's always a wonderful thing to do. So I'm so glad you guys reinforce that in the comments.
Yeah, totally. I don't know if you guys are talking. Sorry, I just came back.
I was just chatting away. It's all good.
You got it. I don't know if you guys are talking about asking, but that is something that I definitely try to always do. And even in my emails, I always say, for all the huggers out there, sending you air hugs. And for anyone who's not a hugger, sending you all the love, because I just think it's really important to make sure that everyone, even if you don't like, that's not your jam, that I still want to provide you whatever is your jam. So I think that's a kind thing to do too. I know that there are several of my friends, I don't know how we can be, no, I'm just kidding. Several of my friends do not like hugs at all. And so it gives them like extreme anxiety. And so I would just make sure that I just show all my love from a distance with air. And yeah, these are great. These are great. I'm seeing some great things in here.
Yeah, I was thinking too, talking about traveling kindness. Like I don't know about you guys, whenever we're traveling like to the beach or different places like that, we have rest stops. Places, where you can go and use the restroom or get a snack or whatever. And they have these travel brochures in these little rest stops as we're traveling. And so what would be kind of a cool idea is to take little Post-it notes. And if you've been to any of those places, like maybe jot down a little like fact, like, oh my gosh, you would love to visit this, or we had the best time here, or something like that. Oh, that'd be kind of fun to show up at a rest stop and be like, oh, look, here's this place I've never heard of, but somebody left a note and said it's awesome. I don't know, something fun to do.
I love all of that. I love all the traveling kindness ideas. So yeah, if you are out and about and you try any of these ideas, please do tag Tamara and tag Passion for Kindness, the hashtag. Do let us know. We would love to travel with you virtually and see all the kind things you're doing out there. I think Tish is headed to Hawaii next week. So Tish we'll be looking at your accounts, and I will be headed actually in a couple weeks with Tish to San Antonio. So Tish, we got to get our kindness bags ready for that trip too. And we can make sure that we can share some love out with the world every time you're traveling. So Tamara, if they want to connect with you or they want to make sure they tag you properly, how can they find you? I know that a lot of you are asking for the link in the book, the link of the book. It is above and below this video, wherever you're watching it. The link is there, but also you'll find it a couple of times in the comments. Dave's dropped it over there. So do check that out. If you like some of these ideas, you'll get a lot more from the book. And then in the meantime, as you are trying some of these or thinking of your own, tag Tamara, tag Passion for Kindness, so we can share the love with all of our PLN out there. And Tamara, how do they find you on social media?
So I'm very easy to find. My handle on Twitter and on Instagram is at Tamara Letter, just like I would spell my name. If you're on Facebook, we have a Passion for Kindness group that you can join. And a lot of times we're taking things we see on social media and we're sharing them in there. But if you're doing traveling kindness, I would love for you to join the group and post some pictures of your travels if you're leaving extra beach toys at the beach for somebody else to use, or if you're leaving post-it notes for others, whatever the case may be, please join the group and post and share and keep that kindness going. I also have a TikTok account. Again, it's at Tamara Letter, but that's just me trying to figure out TikTok. So a little bit of kindness and a lot of fun is on there. But pretty much any social media platform that you're on, you can find me at Tamara Letter.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us. Melody, I saw you jump in here. Thank you for joining us. I think she's usually on a live around this time. So really appreciate you being here today. And thanks for all of you who have joined in, shared some different kinds that you've been doing out in the world. We appreciate you. We know that you're sharing the love, but we'd love for you to share it with us, because maybe it's a great idea that we can take and use on our travels as well. So Tamara, thank you again for joining us. Thanks for writing this beautiful book and sharing it out with the whole world, A Passion for Kindness. Again, if you like these ideas, you can get so many more if you order the book, and the link is above and below this video wherever you're watching. So do check it out. Also, every single comment over in the comment section is entered to win a free book. We'll be giving away one of the books in the next couple of hours. I've been waiting till the next morning, but then I nearly forget. So I think I'm just going to do it the next couple of hours. So if you do watch this on the playback, get your comment over in there pretty quickly. And we will be dropping one of these for free in the mail tomorrow morning. So do check that out. And yeah, thanks again for joining us for Thursday Night Live. We have this every single Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Central. We love having all of you join in. And Tamara, thank you for taking time out of your day to share so many awesome things with us.
Thank you so much for everybody who joined in, and the comments are still rolling. Thanks so much. It was such a joy to connect with you and chat about kindness.
Yes, I do love that cover too, Dave. It's so pretty. Man, if we just had more time. We just need a lot more time. Bye, my friends. I appreciate you. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.